first things first, let's knock one out the books, because this is a name, Jamie, that we've already heard thrown out there that he will possibly be returning and possibly will not be returning next year, and that is third baseman Alec Bohm. Now, when this came out, and we heard now that for Kansas City, they were also a team that has been linked to Alec Bohm, and allegedly, according to some reports, have been in the mix of wanting to acquire him. I was not surprised by this. Alec Bohm would be a great piece for other teams, and based off of the season that he had, there's going to be other teams that are going to be, especially as they hear and see his name kind of out there lurking in the wings, there will be teams that are looking to see if they can make a trade happen for him. Do you believe this is a strong possibility that Alec Bohm, hearing about the Royals being a team interested in him, that would be a good fit and the Phillies could be moving on?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was me or Tyler, but one of us actually mentioned the Royals and the Brewers as like a smaller market team because he's cost controlled, relatively for his production level for the next 2 years. Would make a lot of sense for an Alec Bohm. He's a Midwest kid. I believe it was the Kansas City game this year, right, where his family was all there. So for him, I think he would be open to it.
Yeah.
Which, not that it really matters, but you do want to do right by your guys. So I don't think it's not like you're sending him to the White Sox, right?
Yeah,
He's not going to like baseball hell. He's going to a team that has an AL MVP candidate, a really good fan base, obviously a market that means a lot to him. So I think from that aspect, it makes a lot of sense. Ann Rodgers from MLB.com was the one that put it out. She's basically the Todd Zalecki of Kansas City. And here's what she said. We'll just read her words exactly so I don't have to paraphrase it for you. But the Royals have reportedly spoken to the Reds about a trade involving Kansas City right-hander Brady Singer and Cincinnati infielder Jonathan India, former NL Rookie of the Year. But that's just one of the multiple pursuits for Royals general manager J.J. Piccolo. Why is that sounding weird? I know his name. See? I can botch any name. It's not Piccolo, it's Piccolo, right? Yes. All right, anyway. It seems Ann Rodgers of MLB is reporting that while no deals are necessarily close as of this moment, the Royals have also spoken to the Phillies about third baseman Alec Bohm and to the Angels about outfielder Taylor Ward. Like India, both Bohm and Ward are right-handed bats with multiple seasons of club control remaining. The Royals would get an all-star caliber third baseman for basically, roughly $20 million for the next 2 years. That probably speaks very kindly to them.
Yeah, and when you look at the Royals, and what's up, Barbara Carroll? I know you're mentioning Kansas City is an up-and-coming team.
Yeah,
they are. They also, you look at 2024, they had the third lowest strikeout rate across the league. Since 2021, only 5 teams have had a lower collective strikeout rate than the Royals did. And for what Alec Bohm brings in his, they're talking a lot about the offensive side of what he contributes would be an upgrade for them. And looking at guys like Michael Garcia, they would be able to upgrade in some areas. As you mentioned, it does make sense for Bohm given his actual background and being from that area. And then also, as you mentioned, we know Alec Bohm is controlled for another 2 seasons and projected by the MLB trade rumors contributor Matt Swartz to earn $8.1 million in his final year of arbitration eligibility in 2025. So when you look at also the payroll and what this would provide for the Phillies and for both teams, it actually kind of does make sense. And I know we talked about it yesterday of looking across the free agents for third baseman, there really aren't any free agents that truly are an upgrade from Alec Bohm. But if you're able to move Alec Bohm and it opens up for you to bring in 2 guys, and maybe your third baseman is a slight step backwards from Alec Bohm, but you're able to bring in 2 guys off of that and like a left fielder and a third baseman, I think the deal actually could make sense depending on what this trade, like what you get in return, what does it open up, who are they looking to move? As you mentioned, with the Royals talking to the Reds as well, are there options for, some major trade that they can open up through this? I don't know. I don't know what that would look like. But I do think that for Alec Bohm, we're continuously hearing that he possibly will be moving on from the Phillies, that they want to, he's a name that's been floated out there time and time again. And I have to believe that as Aaron Rodgers is reporting it, and as we're hearing various outlets and various reporters breaking it, there's some truth to this. That there and other clubs, other execs have even said themselves that there is the expectation that Alec Bohm will be moved this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, the Phillies have had, last offseason, I forget who originally pointed this out, but last offseason when Nick Castellanos' name got mentioned, the Phillies came out and denied it right away.
Exactly.
This Alec Bohm thing has been out there. I think Buster Olney was the first.
Yeah.
It's going on like 2.5 weeks it's been out there.
Yeah.
And the Phillies have said nada. So they've had a chance to deny it, and they haven't. I think he's as good as gone. But you're right. Like, we've been over the free agency. It's not good.
It's not good.
Can you improve the outfield and live with the decreased third base output? Maybe. Does Taylor Ward's name was mentioned in here? I wonder if that becomes a possibility. Is this a 3-team trade?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
What? I don't know. I think Alec Bohm is gone.
Yeah.
Because it sure seems like it.
Yeah, and you have a Taylor Ward who is coming off of a 246, 323, 426 split season in 2024. Looking at the Angels and they've made some moves. Travis D'Arnaud, Kyle Hendricks, different moves. It does seem like they're on the move as well. So for this trade to possibly happen, I do feel like a 3-team trade is a possibility in general. I think that to me, it feels like, as we've talked through before, time and time again, here live every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. on PHLY Phillies podcast. For the Phillies, you have to look at who realistically can get moved. And for a 28-year-old Alec Bohm, who ever since being picked number 3 overall in 2018, has continued to increase his stock. He's continued to progress. He's continued to get better. But we've also seen the struggles, especially emotionally, and the passion that he shows. I don't mind the passion, but they haven't found a way to kind of bottle that up properly. And I think this 2024 season might actually be one of the seasons, if we're really being, okay, let's take a step back. Yes, he could be better next year, but this also could be it in terms of like the peak for Alec Bohm.
He could
This
plateau.
could be it. So you also have that gamble of, do you take a chance of keeping Alec Bohm another season, hoping he's going to take a step forward, or take a chance on Alec Bohm and he might not ever live up to what 2024 season's stats were, especially because he is someone that is kind of in his own head. We've seen that with the frustrations from him. So if you had that pressure, and I can say from experience, and many of us can from experience, of when you have a really good season, it is so difficult to live up to that hype again and again and again. It's one thing to be at the top of the league in doubles and RBIs, but it's another thing to try to do it and repeat it in future seasons. So his stock is at a period now where this might be it for, and I'm not saying he's going to be awful, but I just think it's really difficult for, emotionally alone for him to act, consistently reach that same level. So I think now is the time to shop him out, see if you can bring somebody else in, and take that gamble of being able to bring in another couple of pieces for Alec Bohm.
Yeah, I mean, the question then becomes, you're not trading Alec Bohm for prospects, right?
No,
like, you need Major League ready help. And if that comes about, you need it. And free agency is probably not the place to replace a third baseman. It is going to be interesting because it does seem like he's gone.